Laughter reverberated off the old stone walls of the small tavern. Roran, a rather large giant of a man, stood behind the bar pouring mug after mug of ale. Each copper coin tossed on the wooden countertop called for another mug of Red's ale. This, in turn, kept the patrons coming back and the laughter flowing. Roran, or Red as he was referred to by the regulars, had owned the Dragon and the Stars since he was 17. When his father passed away, the tavern was left to him, giving him no choice but to stay in High Glades. Not that he regretted taking the tavern. That was 53 years ago, and now, the Dragon and the Stars had become one of the most well-known drinking and eaten spots in the kingdom. As Roran went from table to table, he noticed Tymir, a half-elf and half-human, sitting at a small table near the window, watching the young woman in front of the fireplace. She was playing a lute and singing what he thought was the most beautiful song he had ever heard. Fear through the years has filled us with dread. The heroes of old are now gone or dead. The king of Illyria is never more seen. The centaurs and dragons roam wild and free. Tymir was jerked back into reality as he looked up to the giant man who had pounded his hairy fist on the table. The man had thick hair and a full beard that was just as thick. The man stood staring down at him with a disgruntled look. "Are you going to buy something? 'Cause if not." Tymir reached into his pocket and retrieved a copper coin which he laid in front of him. "Sorry, Red. A pint of ale, please." Roran grunted and walked off toward the bar where two dwarfs were arguing and shoving each other. Roran picked them both up, one in each hand, and tossed them out the door. "No fighting allowed," he shouted over the rain and thunder outside, slamming the door behind him. Tymir couldn't take his eyes off of the young goddess with the voice of a siren. The day will soon come. When the cities fall, new heroes will rise to answer the call. The darkness and fear and the hordes will all die. The dragons will fall and the eagles will rise. Roran returned with a mug in one hand and a loaf in the other. He sighed and shook his head when he saw how the boy gazed at the singer. He set the mug and loaf on the table. "The bread's on the house." He turned toward another table. "You might want to pick your jaw up off the floor before she notices the idiot that you are." He started wiping off the empty table. Tymir stuffed a slice of bread in his mouth and took a sip of ale. "Who is she, Red? Where did she come from?" Roran's laughter shook the large belly underneath his brown leather apron. "What do I look like? A satyr? Ask her yourself." His laughter continued as he headed back to the bar and gave a wink to the singing maiden.